You know, I wasn't planning on making a video today, but sometimes, you know, I mean, I'm just planning on going to work, but sometimes videos come on and, you know, I'm listening to them, and a golden opportunity presents itself to show you again what mgtow is all about, why we're here, why this movement started, and what we're fighting against. This, you know, it just had a couple good points in it, and I wasn't gonna really mess with it, but now I'm gonna go ahead and make this video to show you.
Alright, well, there has never been a worse time to be a man.
Tell me about it.
Really? Yeah, according to a controversial new book, apparently men are being ridiculed, abused and exploited and have become second-class citizens. And guess what? It's all women's fault.
Well, by process of elimination, it would have to be, wouldn't it?
No, this is true.
Do you know what men need to do? They need to grow a set, really.
Now, if I turned around to you and said, you know what women need to do? They need to fucking grow a clitoris, or fucking whatever equivalent it would be to being a woman that you could say that very same kind of statement to, it'd be bad. It'd be horrible. It'd be sexist. But no, it wasn't said to a woman, it was said to a man. So it's okay. It's all okay, you know.
Peter Lloyd is the author of Stand By Your Manhood, and he joins us live from London. Peter, thank you very much for joining us. Geez, mate, where to start? You seem to be really angry in your book. What is it exactly that you're having?
So now when a man speaks out against men being mistreated, we're angry. But when a woman speaks out against women being mistreated, and it does happen, they're strong and independent. Do you see this? Do you see this? Wait till it gets better. Watch.
Against women.
Nothing at all. I absolutely love women. I have to say, this may surprise you, but my mother is a woman. And, you know, I have three wonderful sisters who I love, but nobody ever is honest with men about the real world. And so, you know, we've had books like The Female Eunuch and How to Be a Woman by Caitlin Moran, and I just thought it was high time that us men had our version.
You say that women spend a lot of time looking for Mr. Right. They're very critical. You actually reckon blokes shouldn't get married. Why not?
Yeah, I do. Well, I mean,
Well, because marriage is a dangerous institution at this point. And for someone like me who's a Christian, it makes it even harder. I do believe that marriage has, you know, a religious creating. It's a religious thing. But it's hard for me to want to do that when you see what the legal system does to men in divorces.
Honest, marriage is a raw deal. It's a contract, and when it goes wrong for men, they often lose their home, they often can't see their children, they lose half of their fortune, and it can just be really psychologically damaging. I just think, have a great relationship, go for it, pursue love and everything, but just don't get married. It's a contract you don't need.
Oh, Peter, as a happily married woman for 11 years, I'd have to disagree with you.
Yes, you're a happily married woman for 11 years. You are the woman. There is not as many requirements on you as there is on your husband to provide for that marriage. It's not 50-50. And if you were to file a divorce, who do you think is going to walk away golden in the winter? It's going to be you. So of course you're a happily married woman, because you're in a relationship where I assume you're not being beat, which is good, and you're being taken care of, which is good. But at the end of it, if it ends in divorce, you still get taken care of, while the man gets taken to the cleaners. So of course you're happy. And the reason why you're happy is because you win either way.
Really? How can you say men have been hard done by? I mean, what evidence do you really have to back that up?
Look, I know it sounds oxymoronic, but bear with me. It's like when somebody first tells you about infinity. You can't quite take it in at first. You have to keep thinking about it, but it's true. I've studied lots of empirical data, And, you know, from school, the school system is failing boys. Men are a minority at universities. The life expectancy gap. Most universities have men as a minority group.
But they end up earning more later in life in their careers. They end up being on the boards of more companies. They end up running more countries. So it sort of seems a bit oxymoron.
That's the exact reason why they earn more in life. The figure that was used to create the gender pay gap was an aggregate figure of all full-time, and I believe part-timers too, but I know it was at least all full-time workers, men and women. It did not account for tenure. It didn't account for qualifications. It did not account for hours worked. And it did not account for job title. Those are 4 of the things that were not included in that study. It was just an aggregate collective number based off of at least all full-time male and female workers that was just thrown into a pool and added together. But those 4 things were not considered. When you have a male and a female in the same job title that have the same qualifications, around about the same amount of tenure, guess what? They earn the same thing.
Ironic, as you put it, that you guys are being oppressed.
Well, look, it's true, but you know, looking at who runs, boardrooms and companies is only one way of measuring, how equal society is. If you look at the heads of families, it's women
really
who hold
oppression, though, is it?
It is oppression, really. I mean, it might not be the kind of oppression that we're used to seeing and hearing, but it's absolutely real.
So
Let me hold on, ladies. Give us the go. You've had a pretty good run. More men are incarcerated, more men kill themselves, more men die at war, more men are homeless. What's the problem with men?
For women who want equality, why don't you fight for those things? Why don't you fight to be combat arms jobs in the military and things like that? Why don't you fight for those? I mean, you want equal rights. Why aren't you fighting for the things that will kill you faster and make you more depressed and let's bastardize you for your sex, for your gender, for who you are, for what you were born as. Let's do that.
I think the big difference is that gender roles have changed so much in the last 50 years, but men are still programmed to be used on their utility. So men are considered disposable, and feminism, for all it's done some wonderful things, but at the same time, it's really kind of, ignored a lot of men's issues, and they've just worsened over 50 years. So while women...
I do agree, feminism has done wonderful things, like having women have the right to vote, having women have the right to make much as men do. Like, feminism has done some wonderful things. I do agree with that. I'm not anti-woman.
His liberation is kind of like gone like this. Men